Okay, now we're going to learn about the instruments, the buttons. First, we're going to start with the but buttons on the left side of the bus, right next to the driver's seat, to the left of the steering wheel. Okay. Here we have is your mirror control. Okay, this is for the left side of the mirror. You push the button, and then now you're going to be moving the mirror, flat mirror, left, right. Okay, left, right, up or down. Also, the mirror has this squiggly line. That is your heat mirror. It will defog your mirror. So you press that one whenever it's cloudy, foggy outside, and your mirror starts getting foggy. You press that one there. On the top over here, we have is the button for kneel. And every time you want come to a stop, and you are going to board a passenger, you push the button down, hold it until the bus stops moving down, lowering, then you let go. And then to return it back to normal, push up, hold it until the bus levels up. Okay, now the next button is for your rear door, and you push it up to open it. Okay, and you notice I said the next button, that's this one here. Push it up and it opens. On your computer, on your screen here, on your dash, you can see the camera shows the area where your rear door is, and you can see that it is open. Now I'm going to push it down to close it, and you can see in the camera how it is closing. Okay, same thing, next button, that is for the front door. Push it to open, and you hold it. You can let go, and it still opens. Now you want to close it, you want to push the button down. The door starts closing. Once it starts to close, you can let go of the button and it will close. This button we really never ever want to use. We use that when you have a red light on your dashboard. A warning: anytime you have a red light, that means you need to stop that bus immediately. And you press this button when you have a red light, that buys you a little bit of time for you to find somewhere to park safely. So you do not want to use that over and over and over. You will ruin the engine. This next button is just like it says, 360-degree camera. This one is your mud, snow, ATC, ABS. Okay, we don't use that very much at all. This one is to unload the tag. So when we use this, and we're going to have more training on this one particular, unload tag. Basically what this does when you press this button is that it slightly raises the tag axle, therefore putting more pressure on the duals. So that was what that will do. And you push it back down. To recover, if you ever do that, you do just the button over here says recover. You push that button and it will level out the bus. Anytime you raise, lower the bus, kneel it, whatever, you press recover and it will level the bus. The next one here is the rear rise, and just what it says, the rear rise, just the tag, the axle, that will that's what it will do. Rear only, not the whole bus. Press that one, the bus raises, and then to recover, press the recover button. Over here, the next button is the level to go to raise the bus. This basically raises or lowers your bus. Push down, arrow down, and that will lower the bus. You want to recover or level it out, push recover, hold it until it levels out. Raise the bus, you push the to up position, And then once it stops, then you release the button. To recover and level the bus, you press recover. Tag lock. The tag lock is basically, just to explain to you what it does, is that the tag axle assist you in turns, so that the tag axle turns to one direction or the other to help you make a better, sharper turn. If you press the lock, the tag does not turn, does not swivel. Okay, that's basically what it does. And just always leave that in its on the auto position. Okay. Panel lights. Basically what it says, panel lights. It's on your dash lights. Most of you know that as dash lights. So basically it says a dimmer switch. Okay, lower your your dash lights. The driver light, okay, that one is right above you. Okay, that is our driver's light. You turn it off. Step light, okay. And just to point out, a lot of sometimes we get calls, people, drivers, my bus won't start. And most of us know, this is the step light. That turns on the lights on your steps when the door opens for the passengers to see it on there. Also, this is how you start the bus. If you have the step light turned off, you're not going to be able to turn on the bus. So keep that on. Maybe you want to turn it off when you're done for the day, and that's the purpose of it, so nobody can take the bus. Okay, so now we have this LDW. Basically, this is going to what this device does is that it reads the lines on the road, and so it will start vibrating when you're getting too close or over the white lines on the left or the right side. And here, something we all use every day, the blowers. You have the low and the high. The middle section is turned off. And over here we have is the power, the 110 power. You should always have it on, never off. Okay, passengers try to connect the devices, they're not going to be able to power up. Chime, keep it off. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches. This when there's a red button right above each passenger seat, and it says stop. Every time they push it, you're going to hear a ding, a bell, and continuously, and it won't stop, okay, until you stop and open the door. That's the only way to deactivate it. So turn that off. Exterior speakers, if ever you want to warn a passenger on the sidewalk or anything, your speaker will, whatever you say on the speaker or on the microphone, there will be it will be audible on the outside. Okay, people will hear you outside. Okay, so but you want to make sure you want to keep it off. So if you have your radio on, it will be listened to outside. People will listen to it. These two are your visors. Your visors, you push them, and that they go up and down. You have two buttons. I'm pressing the two buttons. Push them up. Now I'm pushing them down. Bring them to the level that you want to block your vision, the sunlight. And remember, the key word is your sunlight, not for the passenger on your right side. This is for you, not for them. Okay. Now, the buttons we have here on the dash. First, we have this switch is for your interior lights. This is the high, and this is in the low position. Okay. The front lights on high. Okay, and then you have your reading lights. These are for your passengers. You can turn them off. All the way down is on the test mode, and the middle is off. All the way up is on. Exterior lights, which are on, off. In the middle is off. All the way down is just your running lights. The middle off, all the way up, lights are on. This right under that. Here we go. Okay, right under that, this button here. This one is the fog lights. It's off and on. Okay. Next light is the these are lights when you are doing a wheelchair. Turn them on and turn them off. And can't see those over here right now. We're over in the back by the wheelchair. Ceiling lights is similar to the button right above. These are just lower lights. You got it high. It's just on and on. The next is we have the engine brake. This is similar to your people call it the Jake brake, the retarder. This one is very similar, and only two settings. You either put it on high or low. In the middle is off. Fast idle, and that everybody knows. Fast idle, just whenever you're parked, you turn it on and it revs up to like 1200 RPMs. Red button here is the hazard lights, and we use those a lot. You guys know what this is. They're on. You can hear them. All right. And these two buttons here, see if we can get in here. Okay. These are, here we go, the start button. Ignition is just starting when you turn the key on your car. That's just it. And then when you start it is when you crank it all the way forward. That's to start the engine. Okay, now we're going to check the dash lights. First, the gauges we have here is the RPMs, and you see the top gauge right here. That is the RPMs. And if you okay, now we're going to explain to you the dash, the gauges. First, the gauge we have here is the RPMs, and the RPMs, you can see they rise up and down. Okay, you lower it. The next gauge is the front air tank. You see it's at 125 psi. The rear tank, same things, right around 125. Next gauge is the speedometer. You see the parking brake light. On this screen, you'll see here we have our DEF. It shows you percentage wise what percentage is at. We're reading right now about 80%, slightly over 75%. Call it at 180. The next one down is the fuel gauge, and that one is very similar to the DEF, slightly higher, about 80% on fuel. Next we have is the coolant level. Okay, that 175. You have the oil, 25 psi. The battery, 27.8 voltage. Okay. Now, okay, next thing we do is when you check that, you want to make sure that you have the proper registration for your vehicle. You want to check that it's the right bus, the right license plate number matches with the bus, the VIN number. Also, check all that information that coordinates with the bus and the registration. Next thing is, I want to make sure that you check that you're carrying insurance. Okay, make sure that it is up to date. It is not expired. Also, want to do is check that your microphone is working. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. And that's basically what you need to do, so that you know that you'll be able to announce all the stops. And we also want to do is, as we're walking down the bus, we want to check that this is sturdy. These are like handrails, hand grips. That's why it has the dips in here. You want to check your seats that they're intact, and the seat belts, you want to check that they good and they lock. Okay, you want to check 1 or 2 on each side of the bus every day, different ones. You don't want to check, you don't have to check every single one every day, but every day check a different seat. So eventually you will check all of them. Checking over here you want to check on your fire extinguisher on this bus. It's right over here, and you just want to see that it's in the green and that it's the tag. You want to check that what class it is. This one is a 3A40BC. Okay, you want to make sure that it's in the green, the pin is intact, and it's got a seal. It's got to have that seal. Okay, the nozzle is clear of any obstructions. You want to put that back in here, safely secured. Now, as you get familiar with your bus, you'll be able to do this more easily on a routine basis. When you have one bus and then a different bus, and then yes, you struggle a little bit to figure out how the fire extinguisher connects back in, everything. Okay, but if you do the same bus every single day, it will get really easy, and you'll get into the routine of how to check. Here is the latch. This one is also an emergency exit, and it has clearly directions right here that shows you how to open it. Now obviously we all know just to open it for air like this here, but it is it tells you the instructions right here. Turn, then push knob to open. So you turn to the red dot, either one, left or right, you push it, and you have opened it. Now you'll be able to exit in an emergency. And you put it back in, you match it with this here, okay? Turn back on. And very good. As you're walking down, you're checking again. Rails, you see handrails. You want to check that they're intact. There's no movement. The seats, you always want to check the seats that they're intact. Handrails, you want to check the sun visor screens, they're working. Keep going, checking down everything you see, guys. Handrails, seats, handrails again here, and we'll check the bottom over here when we do the wheelchair. Okay, everything you see here, you want to make sure everything's intact. The handrails are intact, armrests are secured, and you keep going all the way to the back, and just make sure that everything is intact. Okay, any damage of any seatbelts, you report it right away.